up the sky, burning tires all around. Kicking up the side-by-sides, roaring engines loud. Friends and family gather, let the good times roll. Mud stains on faces, hearts wildly out of control. Smashing the throttle open, feel the power surge. Hitting trails and ridges, laughter's all we heard. Cracks of cold beer bottles, echoes in the air. Sunsets fade tonight, we got no time to spare. Off-road shenanigans, tearing up the ground. Mud and sweat and joy, we're camaraderie found. We live for these wild moments, life on untamed land. Bonded by the freedom, deep within the sand. Bonfires lighting up our faces, cheers and songs. Wheeling through the darkness, feels like we belong. High fives and hooping, holler, life's exhilaration. A brotherhood in motion, pure and proud elation. Engines start to whisper, morning dew through sight. Heads held high in dirty pride, never hides. Pack up our wild memories, mistakes we did create. Lessons etched in trails we'll remember every day. Off-road shenanigans, tearing up the ground. Mud and sweat and joy, we're camaraderie found. We live for these wild moments, life on untamed land. Bonded by the freedom, deep within the sand. Engines start to whisper, morning dew presides. Heads held high and dirty pride never hides. Pack up our wild memories, mistakes we did create. Lessons etched in trails we'll remember every day. Off-road shenanigans, tearing up the ground. Mud and sweat and joy, we're camaraderie found. We live for these wild moments, life on untamed land. Bonded by the freedom, deep within the sand.
Minus 1 minute. Minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. Minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Off-Road Shenanigans Shop Talk. Here we are again on another Thursday night. It's been a while.
Very long time.
Got got Michael Beasley here with me once again as my right-hand man, always on my podcast. First of all, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. We have an exciting night for you tonight. We have special guests, Alan from Escondido Draw and Anita from Escondido Draw as well, joining us tonight. And our topics tonight is about Escondido Draw. So
Yes.
pretty excited about this. Went out there last weekend and got to spend the entire weekend out there. Met a lot of great people. Actually, the whole entire board was out there doing maintenance, trail maintenance and stuff. And I met Alan over at the Off-Road Products Expo in Arkansas, actually. And they, opened their hands up and said, come out and join our, or look at our park and take a ride and tell us what you think and let's go from there. And I was like, sure, why not? Let's do it. So we set a date and we went out and took a look, and I'm actually pretty impressed. It's a pretty nice park, man. I mean, it's over 4,000 acres. I think it's like 4,400 acres or something like that. It's insane.
I would have been more impressed if I had a phone call before you pull out of the parking lot.
The last time I thought the engine Jeep was still broken.
Well, it's technically still broke, but I could have managed. I got 4 high. It would have been fine.
But yes, you're right. I should have called you and brought you out there, at least for a passenger seat, right?
Yeah, I mean, you took 2 buggies. I could have broken one.
Oh, well, that's what happened last time. But, they're kind of out in the middle of nowhere. We're going to bring them on screen here in just a minute and let them introduce themselves. But, I just want to give you my personal, opinion and my perspective of the park. Yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere. We get it. But, all good things, take time to get to, right? So, we've been to Hidden Falls, that's our home park because we're the closest to it. Let me tell you something. This park blows the doors off of Hidden Falls. And not so much as the amenity side of it, but as far as the park side of it, absolutely. Their trails are challenging. They're challenging. Trust me, I broke my machine again. And they've got miles and miles of trails out there that you can ride on for a while. And not only that, they even got barrel racing out there. What park has barrel race?
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, all right, I would have been all about that one.
That was cool. And, I'm going to show a video here in a little bit of Alan out there playing around in the barrel racing barnyard, I guess you could call it. But, we got to spend Saturday and Sunday actually wheeling in the park. We took the Turbo R all day Saturday and then the General, the Crawler, I guess you could say, on Sunday. This park, it's open for all kinds of off-roading type vehicles. Buggies, side-by-sides, Jeeps, all kinds of,
They got ATV trails, 1-tracks for the dirt bikes.
Yes, absolutely.
When I started looking at the website, dude, I started getting excited because it's another place for me to drag out my 4-wheeler and the Jeep.
Absolutely. And, just one of the biggest things that I always look at when I come to parks is, first of all, how organized in it and how professional does it look and how clean it is. And I was out there for 2 days. I didn't see a single piece of trash on the ground. It's a pretty clean park. So that's really nice. And not only that, the entrance to it all the way to where you get onto the actual dirt road to go off-roading was just very nice. It's paved road. They got showers out there. But I'm not going to spoil all the fun. I'm going to let Alan and Anita tell some of the details out there.
Let's get them on here.
All right. First of all, let's bring Alan onto the screen. Where are you at, Alan? There he is. What's up, Alan?
Oh, not a whole lot.
Doing good.
All right, Alan. So before I bring Anita on, go ahead and give me an introduction about who you are and what what part you have to play at Escondido Draw.
I'm Alan Boxley. I'm the Escondido Draw. Just a few years ago, I went out to the park and been trying to and opportunity became board. Now here I am in front of the park. As much awareness as I possibly can.
Awesome. And just to let everybody know, our viewers are both Anita and Alan are kind of remote about where they're at with internet connections. And actually, Anita's out at the Upper Park herself. So they're doing the best they can with the internet and audio connections. But we will work through it. If anybody wasn't clear on what they said, just ask along in the comments, and we will definitely clarify and make sure that it's heard clearly. So, Thank you, Alan. Let me go ahead and bring Anita onto the screen. Anita. Oh, there you are. Sorry about that. I hit the wrong button. It sucks when you hit exit instead of enter. But luckily y'all stayed on, so it didn't end the live stream, so we're good. Anita, give me a little intro about yourself and how you are involved with the park.
My name is Anita Byram. I've been park manager here.
Okay, 3 years you said?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And you take care of, you're mainly the people that they see when you show up at the park, right? You're at the front gate?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So that is, I got, actually, if you watched our YouTube video that we just published this past week, Anita was the one that we interviewed, and she was very camera shy, but that's okay. We got her on there. And she did wonderful, but you know, that video's doing really well, and people are finding out about the park, and that's what this whole podcast is about, is getting y'all better known, and hopefully we can get more people out to Wheel at Joe's Park. So let's get started. So Alan, tell me a little about your park and the trails and everything that you think is important for people to know.
Well, the park was purchased in 2007. We worked on trails, and we finally October of 2000. The park is actually which is motorized trail that also mountain.
All right. So you said it's what, 4,400 acres out there? Is that what I hear correctly?
No, it's right at like 3,900 right there. We just bought it up for over acres where we're.
I got you. Okay. And the trails that you have out there, I know from like where the gate to start the trails to get in there, and where all your different paths you can take. Y'all range y'all scale out there from what, 1 to 5 or something like that, right?
Yes, sir. 1 to 5.
And 5 is being. Explain what 5 is.
5 is a tough trail. You gotta build big to do. The only park I've ever been to that when it says 5, legitimately a 5. Ease up it.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. Tank Trap is a level 5, I believe. Am I correct? Maybe a level 4.
I don't have a map with me.
One for sure that I know of is a level 5 is Skull Canyon, and that took you out Friday or Saturday. But it we actually went up in the big buggy on Sunday, and of course the big buggy makes easy of it. But as far as the smaller type vehicles, it's definitely a challenge. I mean, it's a long ways up, and it's a lot of boulders. I mean, I would say the first 3/4 of the trail itself is just rock bottom, river bottom kind of deal.
Okay.
And then once you start getting back to where the heavy obstacles are, the boulders start getting bigger. You have to avoid more and more boulders to get around to stuff, or go over them if you can, the general. And then when you get to your final obstacle, it's not like it's straight up shot. No, you've got 2 big boulders right at the bottom left-hand side. You got boulders on the right-hand side. So you're trying to figure out, how do I get around this to get up this? Or you just go over them like I did.
Get out.
Yeah, no kidding. And yeah, once you break it, we found out it was not the easiest thing to get you turned around and get you back out of there, is it?
No.
And that one doesn't have a bypass either, does it?
No, sir.
Yeah, I don't think many of your level 5s out there have bypasses, right?
No, sir.
So if you commit to a level 5, you better commit to it, or you're backing all the way back out. So a lot of your more difficult trails, they all start pretty much like in the bottom of creeks, like the rocky creek beds and stuff. Is that what I saw out there?
Say that again.
So the bottom, like some of the trails that you showed me that we were going and look at, it looks like a lot of them start at the bottom of the creek beds, where it kind of goes through the valley a little bit. Then you can either take a left out of the valley and go up these big rock climbs.
Yeah, so you've got one that's a creek. 3 forks. Being fork east, fork They're all and take another creek bed. Those are your main ones. And then of course, we didn't get over there.
Gotcha. Okay.
One of the toughest on the park.
Right on. And then you have some just out of the rock crawling stuff itself, but you have some other trails, I guess you could call them, out there, or things to do like your barrel racing. It seems like you enjoy your barrel racing out there quite a bit, huh?
The barrel racing was a hit. I went to it's a blast. Now, I will say we were doing the event racing it.
Yeah, and I got I sneaked a video of you the other day of running it, and it looks like a fun course. I was gonna run it, but the girlfriend was saying no, I do not want to get dusty. But I took her over to the buggy trail and got her dusty anyways.
It's been a big we're going to continue on, and you don't have to worry about break. We're so Veterans Day event, an actual kids race for the barrel race, youth four-wheelers or whatever.
And also, so tell me a little bit about the buggy line that you have out there. The buggy loop, I guess you could say.
The buggy loop. So got this buggy loop. Speed trails a little bit narrow. Weekend getting it all wider, put the cedar on the cactus. But it is a one way. And if you run it fast, it's a blast. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure what that is, but I know we didn't finish, and we still had 2.5 miles. Only a small portion. That's gotta be. I guess somewhere around 10 miles long.
Yeah, it's pretty long. And me and Angela ran it this last weekend, and I don't know exactly how long it took me, but I know we ran through it pretty quick. I think I made her car sick. She was definitely from going left to right, and I was, of course, I don't know anything but fast, so we were sliding into every corner, and of course I'm in a 4-seater, so it's a lot trickier on that little track on the 4-seater than it's a 2-seater. But definitely had a blast doing it, and I think we took about 50 pounds of your sand home with us too.
It can get done.
I'm gonna share real quick the map that y'all have out there at the park, and the entrance to the park is down here where A is. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the black, and if I say anything wrong, make sure y'all correct me, Anita or Alan, either one of y'all, but the black lines are your main park roads, correct? To kind of get you from point A to point B throughout the park?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what I see here is the yellow line, the squiggly line is the buggy loop that we're talking about, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So it cuts across one of your main park roads about halfway through it?
Actually, the white road is a pipeline that they cut the property.
Okay, so that's a pipeline that they cut through there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Look on the map, the buggy loop was built, and so there were areas the buggy loop was looped out onto the pipeline, or just went to the other side of things. We over the weekend, we took all that out. It only had two crossings where from one side to the other. You don't have all the. I believe it had six crossings.
Okay. I remember you saying you took a lot of the crossings out of there. So I think this map is a little outdated on that end of it, where you took the crossings out of there and you only have the two main crossings now. So yes, I totally understand what you're talking about. So give me the description on your map what the different colors of your trails mean.
Anita, you want to do this one?
So your orange trails are your dirt bikes. Your red trails are your ATV trails. Your blue trails are your jeep trails.
Okay, so just to clarify, your orange trails are your dirt bike trails.
Yes.
Your red trails are your UTV type trails, and then your blue trails are your Jeep trails. Is that what I hear?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. And as far as, I think we were talking this last week, and you have like almost 100 miles worth of trails out there total. I mean, if you were to lay them out in a straight line.
Yes, sir. We're cutting the trails, having all the. That's roughly 35 miles. That trail is somewhere around. You got the buggy loop, rim loops, and everything. I believe we got it.
All right. Anita, so tell me a little bit. Let me pull this back off real quick. Tell me a little bit about the process of coming to your park, on what the fees are, what to expect when you get to the park, what we need to bring, what your amenities are, so on and so forth.
So we're open Thursday lunchtime through at 5. If you're running late, call us and let us know. More than happy to in the gate at any time, day or night. Because we know a lot of people get off at 2 o'clock, and it takes time to get out. We're out in the middle of nowhere. So you have $30 a day for drivers, or you can do a year that is $60 up. And once you pay that $60, it is $15 a day per family that you can claim on income tax. It is good for a calendar year. It is good for our sister park in Gilmer, Texas as well. Then, let's see. Amenities that we have the state-of-the-art bathrooms and showers. We have a 60 by 80 pavilion. It has ceiling fans and heaters and picnic tables in it. We do have some vaulted restrooms in the bottom. If you're coming out, you need to bring anything that you would take, like literally going off the map, off grid camping, because we don't have anything nearby. So food, water, gas, anything you might need, you might want to bring it with you.
Yeah, because I think your closest town is or closest store is 30 miles away, is what you were telling me?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, so, yeah, don't come out and expect there's a corner store around the corner, because it definitely ain't going to happen. So, come as you're camping at a big national park, and there's no way to get to any close amenities by. So, yes, I want you to explain a little bit about the membership, if you can. I know you told me that I think it covers both Barnwell and your park as well?
Correct. It does. It covers both parks. If you buy the membership, like I said, it's $60 up front, and then it's $15 a day thereafter for a full calendar year for you and anybody you can claim on income tax.
Awesome. That's really cool. I haven't been to Barnwell yet, but definitely plans to go up there. And that's like a sister park of y'all's, right?
It is, yes, and you'll enjoy it.
Well, definitely looking forward to that. So tell me a little bit. Y'all are pretty much ran by, or y'all are classified as a nonprofit organization. Is that correct?
TMTC is the nonprofit organization. We are just a profit organization, but our parent office is the nonprofit.
Gotcha. Okay, so when it comes to funding and trying to build new amenities like lodging and everything else that you're trying to increase the park with, that comes by just by people coming out there and paying their park entry fees and membership fees, right?
Correct. If it is not sent through a grant, then yes.
Alan, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you said something about like even like lodging can't be funded by grants. Is that correct? Is that what I heard you say?
Yes. So lodging, day-to-day operations, our offices, all that can't be the grants that are granted through OHV programs and the federal fuel tax. That's where the grants come from. And I did want to mention on our membership. So your membership is actually for the TMTC, which is the Texas Motorized Trail Coalition. And that's what, because that membership is through TMTC, that's what allows you into both parks, because they are our parent.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's kind of like the parent company of everything, right?
Yeah, and I can explain the grants too, if I don't know if anybody's interested in that or not.
Yeah, please do.
So the grants come, I'm just going to give the basics. The grants come in two ways. They're federal or state. State is from the purchase of that OHV decal that we sell at the office, or you can get it online through the Texas Parks and Wildlife. Federal grants. So when you buy fuel and you at the gas station, they understand that not every gallon of gas goes in an on-road vehicle. So they earmark just a fraction of that tax, and they put it towards off-road, and then that's where you get the federal grants from.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you for sharing that with me. So the biggest thing I want to push here is that in order for y'all to grow and add more amenities like cabins and lodging and stuff like that out there, it's going to take more people to come out there, right? I mean, obviously y'all need to increase y'all's traffic and get more people to come and explore the park and enjoy their time out there. But without your customers per se, it's going to make it very difficult for y'all to grow, right?
The only way we can get cabins, and we'd like to get some. We have 2 bunkhouse cabins, so they don't have bathrooms in them, but they got beds and a little mini fridge and a mini. I'll say mini mic, just a little microwave. We have 2 of those, but we'd like to get more. We'd like to get cabins that are full with full bathrooms in them, and that's the only way is to boost our attendance.
Sure, absolutely. And y'all would never turn down donations, right? If somebody said, "Hey, I want to give you a full building."
If somebody wants to donate a cabin, we will gladly name it after them.
Oh, that's an interesting thing to add to that. There you go. Name a cabin.
That would be fun.
So, I know you had some questions that you wanted to ask, maybe some clarification on a few things. So, I'm going to go ahead and let you go that direction.
So being that I haven't made it out there just yet, one of the things that always draws me into new parks is knowing what I can bring. Like if I got a 4-wheeler, I got my Jeep, I got a couple Jeeps. But so what does your trail park system offer me at these different levels? And with that, your ATV and motorcycle, I know your motorcycle track needs some cleaning up. Like your ATV trail, how difficult is that for an experienced rider, non-experienced, family ride, stuff like that?
So the ATV loop is fairly easy. It's got a couple little climbs, but nothing like the mesas, nothing like we did, Chris. We were on a section of it. I don't know if you recall Wall Street, where we went over to Gabion and we were skirting the bottom of that mesa, and it was real tight. So if you're in a 4-seater on that one, you're going to have to make a couple Austin power turns in there. We've cleaned it up a little bit, so it's not Normally it's just one back up and go. Now it used to be a lot tighter in there. That Wall Street is probably the toughest, well, not tough at all, but that is probably the toughest section of the ATV loop.
Okay, cool. Real quick, Anita, you were telling me the toughest actual trail that you have out there. Tell me a little bit about that trail you were telling me about.
It is called Horseshoe Basin, and it's our only one-way Jeep trail, and it's pretty serious. I am told that we have one that is twice as bad on the new property, and I'm anxious to go see it.
Ooh, can't wait to see that one.
You say,
No.
I say excited. I still have one more mirror to knock off, so that sounds like fun.
You were telling me, just going to the description, as you're making your way up, there's something about a bowl or something at top. Tell me a little bit about that.
There's a bowl up at the top of it that my husband stands 6'3", and it's deeper than he is tall. So we had some King of the Hammer guys come out that comes out on a regular basis with us, and they took off at 7:30 at nighttime, and it took out 3 transfer cases and a drive axle later to get 12 guys out of there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
It kind of reminds me of like Mickey's hot tub out there. I hear a lot of people breaking stuff out there.
It's fun to watch.
It's fun to watch them come up with it, I promise.
You were going to say something, Alan?
Oh, it's intense. That trail. So the beginning of it's not too bad. We took the side by sides up in there, and we got to there's a couple ledges, and you can get up them, and then you get to this, for lack of better terms, it's like a V notch, and you can straddle it with a side by side, but if you slip at all, I mean, it's going to throw you down in the bottom and slam you up against the side of that V notch, and then you get to the bowl. Now, I will say on the bowl, if on the left-hand side, you can get out with a side-by-side, or, I mean, even a bouncer can crawl up, but it's still going to be hard. But straightforward is, I mean, just walls.
Sounds like I have a challenge today.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Go ahead. You got a couple more things you want
and the other thing is the park maps themselves. Like I said, I noticed in Chris's video and some of the photos that you guys have on your website that trails are marked very well. Your maps are out there, but you were saying earlier as we were kind of talking offline with the different mapping systems that y'all have out there.
So,
what's your plan with growing those?
So I've actually been going back and forth with Onyx this week, trying to get us updated to where we have a few more people that can upload maps onto Onyx. I also spoke with, I don't know if you remember them at the Off-Road Product Expo, Lost Riders app. I spoke with, we're going to try to get that up and going. Polaris came out in the early days and mapped the park, so I would say about 90 to 95% of the trails are mapped on the Ride Command. And so those are our three, the Onyx and the Ride Command are our 2 majors right now. And then we're working on the Lost Riders. And then we'd also like to get lifetime trail maps. If we can get somebody that has that subscription that would like to come out and map, that would be amazing also.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely looking forward. As a Onyx trail guide myself, I know we talked about maybe trying to revamp the Onyx maps out there for y'all. So I'm looking forward to the possibilities with that happening. And I've done some research and I found out some cool stuff that we'll talk offline about that maybe we can definitely improve on. Now, as far as where I was going, I just completely lost my plot. I'm sorry. As far as knowing how to get around the park itself, if you don't have the electronic maps, as in Onyx or anything like that, y'all give out paper maps at the office, right?
Yes, sir. We do. And the park is fairly decently marked, especially at the main intersections and trailheads. But we just just this week, I sent in a request for around 500 more signs. So we can mark where dirt bike trails or ATV trails cross another trail or any trails that cross each other. We're going to have a trail crossing for the one-way trails, one-way signs, wrong-way signs, arrows, names. We've cut new trails that are named, but we don't have signs for them yet. So all that we just ordered. I'm not sure how long it'll take for it to come in because it's a very large order. But in the near future, we will have a ton of signs going up as well.
Well, definitely looking forward to that. I love to hear that.
And I thank you for that, because that's one thing that drives me nuts when I get to a park is not knowing where I am. I hate getting lost for no reason.
Yeah, for sure.
That's all with the names is to have the front and the trailhead and the trail end, or it's not a lot of the trails are two ways, so the trailhead on both sides marked, and then anywhere that a trail crosses it, we're going to try to mark that so when you come to that trail, you can see what that trail is and what trail you're on, and so if you are using the paper maps, you can identify your location.
Right on. I'm going to share an image real quick. Actually, not an image, but more or less a video for our viewers to see real quick that I took while I was out there at the park, which is probably one of my favorite views out there. I mean, you can see pretty much the entire park from one vantage point. And I think there's a whole bunch behind me because I'm pretty sure this was on Southwest Rim. So I know there's more park behind me. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. And the rim trails, I mean, we kind of those are the rim trails are the easier trails. The Southwest Rim is the hardest of the rim trail, only because it has that one notch you dip down into, but it's not hard at all. Well, we've seen stock Jeeps do it. But the rim trails are very scenic. Especially at night if you got light bars because your lights are shining out into the valley. So we have 3 of those. Well, I guess 4 with the new property. 4 of the rim trails, and they are just amazing, especially at sunset time. A lot of wildlife on them, and they're real decent.
Sorry, I was trying to load a photo up real quick. So this is what everybody sees from the county road when they show up at the park as y'all sign as y'all enter the park. And also just kind of want to give y'all an idea what you're looking for when you're coming down there. Well, at 12, I found out really easily that 12:30 at night, you can't really see much out there because it's so dark. But I will tell you this much. The skies are amazing out there at that time of night.
Yes, so the stars, I mean, the stars at night are big and bright. I mean, the lack of ambient light due to our location, just the nights, the sunset, I mean, just everything is amazing out there.
It absolutely is, and I'm glad I got to experience that when I was out there. So let's just say right now y'all have, I believe y'all have 2 cabins, correct?
Yes.
2 bunkhouse, yes.
And y'all have how many RV spots?
We have 33 because the bunkhouses are sitting in 2 of the RV slots. That's where they get their power, and they don't have water inside, but they have water outside the bunkhouse.
And those RV spots are full hookups?
Full hookup, 30 amp, 50 amp, water and septic on every slot.
Nice. And so as far as let's say I want to bring a tent, what do I do there?
Anita, you want to cover the primitive camping?
We do have primitive camping. It's exactly what it says. It's primitive. There's no electric, no water, no nothing. You're just out in the middle of nowhere out there. If you want electric, then we can obviously put you in an RV spot and hook you up there if you need water or whatever. It's not anything unusual to see tents up in the RV sites, but we do have a primitive area that is strictly out in the middle of nowhere.
Awesome.
It-
So, and I think I saw that on the map as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not out in the riding area or anything. When you're going, you remember that big high line that ran through the park?
Yes, sir.
It runs along that high line, so kind of parallel to the bathrooms and showers that's in between the RV area and the pavilion. You go up over, no, it's kind of hard to tell. So if you kind of go up and to your left right now. Yeah. So right about, I would say roughly where it says plan, that is probably roughly about where the primitive camping is, where the word plan is at. And there are some fire pits down there, and they're just a big piece of pipe. So you can pick them up and roll them to where you want them for your campsite.
Awesome. Yeah, sorry, I was trying to zoom in and show everybody that. But I know that what y'all don't have camping past the gate, right? When you get on the trails, like no camping back there at all, right?
No, sir. No.
Okay. And then y'all have, if somebody just wanted to come out there for a day, I know it's a long way to drive for just a day use type of deal, but they didn't want to camp. Maybe they're staying in Ozona or something like that, or they're staying elsewhere. Y'all have places out there somewhere, I think, by the front entrance and by the showers that they can park their trucks and trailers and stuff, right?
Yes. The primary is down there by the showers and bathrooms, and then overflow will be up towards the office.
Oh, Chris Moore considered said, love the park, great RV spots. I know he said pack, but I know he meant park. Oh, look, there he corrected. So I do want to say that y'all plan on doing some events out there, or you're looking at increasing the event presence out there, maybe even doing some racing?
Yeah, so we've got some events coming up. The next event is going to be April 12th and 13th. That'll be the Spring Scramble. They're doing an actual timed race there. I think it's about 2 miles. Is that correct, Anita?
I believe so. Yes.
And but it's a level one. A stock Jeep will be able to run it if they want to, or a Ranger. I mean, you don't have to have a huge lifted vehicle or a high performance side by side to be able to run it.
Yeah, and Shane actually just asked that question. Is there an event space out there? Yeah, so y'all so not just for the park itself, but for as hosting an event out there, y'all have a pavilion that's actually a really nice pavilion that we ate lunch in the other day, or dinner, I guess you could say. During the wintertime, y'all can close it all in. Y'all have heaters for it. And during the summertime when it's nice and hot, y'all can open it all up and y'all have those big fans in there, so they can set up.
The big giant fans, and so it doesn't just instantly heat up in the sun. And then it's got 8 roll-up shop doors on it. So in the summer we get a lot of wind. So when it's hot, we can open the doors plus the fans plus the breeze. It stays pretty decent there in the shade. And
if somebody, go ahead.
It doesn't take long for them heaters to run you out of there either.
Yeah, we found that out, didn't we? It's not so warm in there.
Yeah, we had to go turn them off.
So if somebody wanted to host an event out there, maybe Let's Get Crawling event or something, definitely we have room to take care of that and do our business out there, right?
Yeah. So all of our events, we kind of primary up the pavilion. That's our meeting spot before we head down to whatever races and everything. And we normally do the food there at the pavilion, gives people the picnic tables to sit down and some shade. And the pavilion is really, and it's paved all the way around. So if it is raining, you're not out there all in the mud trying to, get out of your buggy and get back into the pavilion, all that area is paved with blacktop.
Shane, I hope that answers your question about that. If you have any more details on that, feel free to comment on here, and we'll try to get your specific question answered. So work weekends you have on your list here. You wanted to talk a little bit about your work weekends. Tell me what y'all do on the work weekends and what that's about.
So the work weekends are the third weekend of every month. We go through at the beginning of the year and kind of put out a list and establish that. So if you come and work half a day, help cut trails or just kind of anything that we need help around the park, you can ride for half a day for free. And we are right now our dirt bike presence isn't as large as we would like. Our dirt bike trail is probably the one that needs the most amount of maintenance. So if there's any dirt bikes out there, we would love to get y'all out there and see if we can get y'all's trail back up. And then the problem is none of us are dirt bikers, so we don't understand exactly how wide they need it, what exactly specifications they want that loop cut to, so we can get it back up and running for them. It's still there. You can see it. It's just a little overgrown in certain areas.
So you wouldn't turn out any volunteers that want to come out there that are dirt bike riders and on your work weekends and work with y'all to maybe get that up and going the way it needs to be, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that goes out to
all of our Jeep trails are in very decent shape. After this last work weekend, we've got, I think it's just A4 and A3 on the ATV trails that still need to be hand cut. A4, they went through and did a light cutting to open it up, and A3 is the next one on our list to try to get widened up a little bit. We had a lot of rain, so this last year, so the cedar really took off on us.
Right on. Cool. So, let's see here. I'm trying to make sure that we got everything on our list. Oh, tell me a little bit about your improvements that you got coming up on the maintenance area, and like if you want to work on your own vehicle in the air station. Tell me about that.
Okay, yeah. So we just got a new maintenance shed to park our stuff underneath, so it's not out there in the weather. And so on the back side of that, we've got a little paved and covered area that you can pull your vehicle up on to work. It'll have water, air, and it'll have a 50 amp plug in case you've got a welder or anything that you need. It'll have lights, and that's right up there by the RV area, so you're close to your parts and everything else.
Yeah, I saw that out there being built this last weekend, and surely I was pretty happy to see that kind of amenities being put in for sure. That definitely helps when you're out there broken, doesn't it?
As soon as you said 50 amp for welders, because half the time Chris breaks, we need to weld something. So that's
not to mention that.
Hey, it's truth. So offering stuff like that is amazing, where a lot of other parks don't have that capability for someone to just fix their rig there. That is so cool that you guys are offering that.
And we've also got our tractor. We've got our Ranger, park ranger. In case anybody, if we can assist safely, we can assist in the recovery on a vehicle. And then I think what really sets us apart is our, we've got a lot of nice stuff, but we understand that we're out there a ways. So when you're coming to our park, and I'll let Anita really elaborate on this, but what I like to tell people, when you're coming to our park, we work around your schedule. You don't work around ours. So, it's a drive. You could have a flat tire. Anything can happen, and run into a wreck, and you got pushed a couple hours back. Chris, you showed up at like 12:30 in the morning. We will get you in when you get there, and if it's really late, we'll tell you where we're going to be. And but I'll let Anita go over that stuff.
So the way we do it is if you will call me and tell me that you're coming in late, that's cool. That's okay. Because either I will be up waiting on you to come in, or you call me when you get in and I'll come and make sure that you have a spot. In the morning, you will go in there and we'll do your paperwork and so forth. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to shut the gate on you because we're so far out and tell you, nope, you can't come in till 8 o'clock in the morning when it opens up. Because that's just not, that's too far out in the middle of nowhere to drive to be told, no, you can't come in at this time. So anytime. I've let people in at 2 o'clock in the morning, and that's okay. That's fine.
We know about that a little bit, don't we? Yeah, unfortunately, we
All
do.
too well.
But also, so y'all work with, there's a game ranch across the street from y'all, right? Y'all work with them a little bit on cabins and stuff?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that real quick.
So it's the Emerson Ranch. He has 4 cabins over there. They rent for $125 a night. They're super nice. Each cabin has 2 sets of bunk beds. One's a full size with a twin on top. The other one's a set of twin beds. It has a kitchenette and a full bathroom with a stand-up shower in it. The owner is super laid back, super cool. He'll sit and tell you jokes that you may or may not want to hear. But he come in one morning right after I took over the park and said he was going home to Michigan. And I was like, no, you can't be leaving. This was before we had cabins. I was like, your cabins would be an essential thing for the park. And he's like, well, here's the keys. This is what I want for them. And since then, I've rent those out as well as our own. And it's really helped a lot at the park, believe it or not.
Sounds like you need a little partnership over there to get you some more cabins.
You can reserve those through Anita. Just call the park and she can hook you up with those if they're available. Oh dang, I forgot. I want to touch on a few other things that we had a moment on that we had in the park as well.
Sure, shoot.
One, down in the bathroom, down in the bottom is what we like to call it, down in the valley. There are 2. I think Anita mentioned it earlier. We have 2 vault toilets. I mean, they're like, Forest Service, toilets down there in the bottom, but that way you don't have to come all the way back up to the top. We also have air station for airing your tires up and down. We just had a loading ramp built. I don't even know if anybody's even used it yet. The loading ramp is like new.
I did see the loading ramp. So you have like 3 different levels. So if somebody wants to bring their 4-wheeler or their dirt bike or something like that in the back of their truck, they can just back up to it and unload right off without having to get ramps and stuff out. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, off of a bumper pull trailer, and then a 2-wheel drive pickup truck and a 4-wheel drive pickup truck height. And so somewhere in there, you should have enough height to get your stuff out of your vehicle if you don't have ramps.
Yeah, definitely. That was pretty nice to see that. So one of the things I was thinking, so y'all said the phone number. Y'all's phone number is listed on the website and on y'all's social media, right?
Yes.
So I know y'all said y'all are trying to update the website. Y'all are working on that still. It's a little outdated, but y'all are working on getting that all updated for y'all.
Yes, we are working on getting a new website. It's coming. We've seen some of the final product that they're coming. They've got to get the pictures straight and everything else, but it'll be much better than we have now. So we do have our Facebook as well. I think there's Instagram. Right now on our Facebook, on our official business page, which is Escondido Draw Recreational Area, that's the name of that page. We're doing a photo contest, and whoever wins that gets a free day pass to the park. And we also have another group that's just called EDRA, our initials, and that's where, if you come out to the park, you can go get on that group. You can post your pictures and about your time, and we have discussions and everything on there as well.
Awesome. Yeah, I've explored a little bit. I think you have it too. And I know Jennifer is the one that y'all's social media person now. Is that correct?
Yes, Jennifer Coker. She's on our board, and she was at one of the events, and we were talking about our struggles with getting people into the park and awareness. And she would just happened to be sitting at the same table. I was me, Anita, Anita's husband, and after I think about 30 minutes of hearing us brainstorm down there and how we're going to do it, she's like, "Hey, I can help y'all with that." And so now, fast forward, now she's on the board and running like crazy, trying to get our social media platforms at full force and getting the word out there.
Yes, and she seems very excited about that. We talked a little bit while we were out there. So I can't wait to see what she pulls out of her pockets and gets out there for y'all's information, and also get some video and pictures of y'all stuff out there as well.
Very knowledgeable.
Yes, seems to be. Is there anything else that we haven't talked about? I'm trying to scramble my brain and think of anything else that I might have missed, or I've covered everything on my list.
We've got April Memorial Day. We have a Terlingua chili cook-off people coming out June 28th and 29th. 9/11 event. We have a Veterans Day, Veterans Salute, crawl into New Year. And then in between some of that stuff, we have a haunted trail and a trunk or treat. It's 23rd through 26th of October. Thanksgiving week, we're open the whole week from Thursday before Thanksgiving till Sunday after Thanksgiving. We'll be there that whole week in case, it kind of makes the drive a little bit more justifiable. If you're coming from really far away, you can spend a whole week there. Christmas, December, we have Santa and Christmas lights on December 6th and 13th, and then Santa's got to go do his job. So on the 20th and 27th, we just have the lights only. But a little fun get together for the kids on the, like October, we have the haunted trail. You can just drive. Anita and her husband really smashed that one and just set up decorations. And then you just come drive your stuff through. They scare you a little bit. And then you go back up to the pavilion and do a little trunk or treat.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, that's a lot of activities from all kinds of stuff. That is really amazing.
Did not know that. So that's cool to hear. And then these events, they can be found on y'all's calendar events on Facebook, or where can we find that information?
Yeah, we've got a one little post that's got a picture of all what's coming. We're working on getting the events built and then an event schedule built. Our main focus is family. At the end of the day, I'm not saying we don't have parties and stuff out there, but we don't have parties where kids can't be present. And so it's always kid friendly out there, and we want to see the kids. The kids are the future. If we don't get them in this now, then this, off-roading will die. So we bring the kids, bring the family, and that's our main focus.
Yeah, for sure. And I saw a lot of kids out there this last weekend too. I think there was two of them were riding around this little Jeep looking little buggy thing. And I think that was cool to see. So they look like they really enjoy their times out there.
Mine have been out there. I mean, every trail in that park that we can do, mine have done in a car seat and a razor.
So tell me a little bit about your rules at the park. What can you get away with? What can't you get away with? What do you expect speed limit wise, safety gear wise? What do I need to know before I get in my buggy and come wheel at your park?
Nita, you want this one or you want me to take it?
No, I can. As far as equipment that you're going to need is, if you do not have a factory roll cage, you will need to wear a helmet. Other than that, as long as you have a factory roll cage and you're seat belted in, then that's all that we require. Rules, speed limit is 14 miles an hour. Nobody does that on the bottom. We really enforce it on the top just simply because of all the kids and all the pets and stuff that's running around. As far as on the bottom, if you can safely go a little over that, we okay with that. If you start acting like a crazy person in the bottom and going balls to the wall and ended up trying to hurt somebody or whatever out there, then yeah, we will slow you down. We have extended with the new board. We're extending the gate to close at midnight instead of at 10, just so like in the summer months, people can go ride a little bit when it's cooler at nighttime than during the daytime. So really I say we're lax. That may get me in trouble, but I feel like we're pretty lax. I mean, if you do the right thing, then we're good with it. I mean, if you start causing problems, then we step in. But other than that, I've been here for 3 years and I've not ever had any problems out here, so to speak. I've been blessed because I've heard a lot of parks that have a lot of problems, and I don't have it. We're like a big family group out here.
One thing I want to no alcohol past the cattle guard that goes into the riding area.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad you said that because that was going to be the next question I had for you. And then you said that, Anita, I was just going to track back a little bit. You said about the gate. So you had the main gate. I just don't want people confused. You had the main gate at the front where everybody checks in at, and then you have a secondary gate that actually gets you onto the gravel road to the park itself, right?
Correct.
And that gate automatically closes. Right now, it closes at midnight or at 10.
Right now, it closes at 10. We're gonna back it up to midnight.
Okay, cool. So
in the park, like you get lost or something, and you pull up to it from the back side, it will open for you.
Okay, so that's a good thing to point out. Thanks for clarifying that out. Something, Alan, I meant to talk to you about this last weekend, and the reason I'm bringing this on the podcast instead of one-on-one, because I might open up some ideas for other people that are out in the communications world. But communications is pretty limited out there. I know some areas I was out in the valleys and stuff, you lose cell phone service. Now, we did have radios, but obviously we're all in different type of radios and different frequencies and stuff like that. What is the thoughts, or have you had any thoughts about putting maybe a base radio or base camp radio at the main office that maybe Anita can always monitor, and if somebody gets out there, they can tune to that channel and call y'all for help?
Yes. So one of the things that we have coming is a communications package. Most cell service works as long as you're not down in the creek beds or down in the very bottom of it. But if you can get to any of the high ground, most of the time you can get a good enough cell signal to call. And that's one of the reasons that we also want to that the Lost Riders app that we're trying to get going at the park. If you use Lost Riders, us as a park, we have on our computer, we can see anybody that is using that app, where they're at in the park. And if there's an SOS on there, and with no cell service, they can SOS and it will send us an alert at the office where they're at. And they can also message on the app to say what kind of problem they're having or what they need.
All right, sorry, Instagram ended because they time out at 1 hour. So we are at 1 hour mark. I appreciate your time tonight. I appreciate everything that y'all have covered. It's been a pleasure meeting y'all for sure. Alan, I'm glad we were able to connect out there at Opie, and y'all brought us down to your park, because I'm definitely will be coming back for sure over and over again. The girlfriend might be a little mad at me because I like to spend more money than we actually have sometimes, and so if I come out there and break more stuff, it's just going to cause more problems than mine. But that's my problem to deal with, not y'all's. I gotta bring this guy out there. He's been begging me to go out there, and
I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I whether it's a Jeep or a truck or a 4-wheeler, I'm looking forward to coming out and hitting some of your trails and seeing what you guys got out there.
What were you going to say, Alan?
I'll say, I was out there for the week of Thanksgiving and the week of between Christmas and New Year's, and I did 335 miles out there without breaking anything. Then you come out, I do 18 miles and break 2 axles. So
yeah, unfortunately, so we have that word in our name called shenanigans.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like to get into some shenanigans and definitely test our buggies out to the max. For you like to test them
I don't
too.
test them. I just break them.
Hey, I had actual back at camp. By the time y'all got back up there, I was done. I had it fixed.
It looks like we lost Anita, but Alan, is there anything else you want to hit before we sign off for tonight?
No, sir. No, sir. I think that's it. Show late. Remember, if you got a membership, it's only $15 a day for yourself and everybody that you could claim as a dependent. So all your kids. Me personally, I have 5 kids. So me, my wife, and 5 kids can come out there for $15 a day.
That's a pretty good deal. I think not. I would say so myself.
Yeah, you're not going to beat that anywhere else.
All right, Anita, are you still with us, or did I lose you? I think we lost Anita. Well, Alan, again, I want to appreciate your time tonight, and I hope maybe when your events come up and gets closer to your events, maybe we could do this again and do a little broadcasting and promoting your events that come out there. And also, I can't wait to be looking forward to working with you side by side and getting some events going, and maybe bring some Let's Get Crawling out there and some other things. So it's been a pleasure meeting you, and I can't wait till we get a chance to go back out there again, man.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know. Thank you for everything.
Absolutely, brother. Y'all take care and have a good night.
You too, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Dust clouds choke the sky, burning tires all around, kicking up the side-by-sides, rolling engines loud. Friends and family gather, let the good times roll. Mud stains our faces, hearts wildly out of control. Smashing the throttle open, feel the power surge. Hitting trails and ridges, laughter's all we heard. Cracks of cold beer bottles, echoes in the air. Sunsets fade tonight, we got no time to spare. Off-road shenanigans, tearing up the ground. Blood and sweat and joy, where camaraderie found. We live for these wild moments like on untamed land. Haunted by the freedom deep within the sand. Bonfires lighting up our faces, cheers and songs. Wheeling through the darkness, feels like we belong. High fives and hoop and holler, life's exhilaration. A brotherhood in motion, pure and proud elation. Engines start to whisper, morning dew presides. Heads held high and dirty pride never hides. Pack up our wild memories, mistakes we did create. Lessons etched in trails, we'll remember every date. Off-road shenanigans, tearing up the ground. Mud and sweat and joy, where camaraderie found. We live for these wild moments like on untamed land. Haunted by the freedom deep within the sand. Shenanigans, tearing up the ground. Mud and sweat and joy, where camaraderie found. We live for these wild moments like